Hi, I'm Michael Nadalin from Market Lead, and today's video is about Google Ads and paid ads for Australian businesses. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I've noticed a difference in how advertising accounts are run for Australian businesses if the account's been run in Australia or if it's been run by an agency overseas. Now, you'd think for something like Google Ads, because it's a universal platform, that the strategies or the way it would run overseas or in Australia would be universal. But there's something I've noticed over the years that it just shows that that's not the case. Now, I'd like to be, because it's like Australians know Australia more or Americans know America more, but I think it's more simple than that, which is basically that when you're in Australia or any other country that's smaller than the US, the market is different. So for example, Australia, 25 million people. There are more people in Los Angeles than there are in Australia. Now, the reason why this might be different in terms of how you would advertise an account is because when you're in a bigger market, you've got more opportunities to get leads. So you can actually be a bit more broader in general with how you advertise because you've got a higher market share of people searching. Now, obviously, when you're in a different market and there's more people, there's going to be more competition. But I've noticed there's a higher proportion of consumers or people looking in bigger markets like the US than there are competitors that will be in the same market as well. So in Australia, for example, if there's 25 million people, in America there's 350 million people, that's over 12x the amount of consumers in America than there are in Australia. And you could break that down by all segments. But then you've got to ask yourself, are there 12 times as many competitors in America per segment than there are in Australia? And usually there are not. So for each business, there's a higher ratio of customers or clients that are available. And obviously America is quite a commercial as well. So there's a high volume of purchase over there as well. Now, why I wanted to do this was to reverse engineer is like what works in Australia, I've been able to implement in America and get amazing results with my clients over there and scale it up. But I've noticed when I've got clients who are in Australia and they've got US agencies, they tend to have not gone well. And then when I've run it, it's gone well because I've focused on a few things. They're the main things. So these things are really focused on like high intent keywords. So going for like spending all of the budget on high intent buying keywords, spending less time and money on broad or generic or just a wide range of keywords. A lot of accounts I look at have hundreds of keywords when realistically there's probably about 10 to 20 keywords that would be the money generating keywords. So if they just focus more on that, they'd get the results. Now, I do know when I run accounts in America, because it is bigger and broader and people search in more different varied ways, you'd want to have more broad keywords. So that's one strategy that brings it back. The next thing is about like landing pages and offers. I've noticed that US landing pages look very different from what I've seen in Australia, and things that work well in Australia are very different from America. So American landing pages are like the infomercials. They have a very certain feel to them. And you can notice that that's a very US based thing. But I've noticed a lot of landing pages and even TV commercials in Australia have their own feel. And you want to make sure that when people are going to a landing page or seeing an infomercial, whatever it is, they know it's from the country they're from. Like in Australia, when you see a TV commercial and someone's got an American voice, it's not relatable. And when you're in America and you're hearing other ethnicity voices, I'm sure it's the same. So you just want to make sure that when you're seeing ads or landing pages or keywords or anything, it's really relatable to the consumer at the end of the day because they're the ones who are going to buy it. It's got to be more aggressive because there's less people searching. You're going to have a higher ratio of competitors. And then even when you get people, you want to make sure that they convert at the end of the day. And that's why I'm not just saying hire an agency or someone in your country, but make sure that it's really done in the way that will work. So for a lot of my clients that work with me in Australia that were once at a US agency, the reason why we're able to get better results really just came from a more refined keyword structure, overall structure, restructure, and then better ads, and then going to a landing page and doing consulting on the landing page that's more aligned with the end user in mind. So this was a bit of a rant video. I just wanted to release this because it'd been on my mind today and I was just thinking about it as I was auditing an account that'd been run by a US agency. And I just thought this is important to share because there's going to be a lot of people who are watching this who are Australian business owners who will be going to US agencies because that's where a lot of the information comes from. But it doesn't necessarily mean that's where the best strategy or the best execution is going to come from as well. So I just wanted to share this. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy.